Hey, great to have you back listening to our Deep Dive Writers podcast. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Jonathan. We're here in beautiful Peterborough, Ontario, and looking forward to another deep dive into a breakout, thrilling novel. I've been waiting to review this one for a long time, one of my all-time favorite science fiction. But wait, let's call it science faction instead. It's by suspense thriller writer Frank Julius. Yep, he's now writing this genre, and wow! Let's get into it.
Each week, we delve into breakout novels by self-published authors whose works are available on Amazon Kobo, and I'm sure a number of other online resources.
Ever wished you could hit the pause button on aging? Or maybe fast forward through a nasty flu season?
Yeah, like just skip to the part where everyone's healthy and forever young.
Well, that's the world Frank Julius paints in The Forever Bug.
Well,
But let's just say there are some serious side effects.
it's not quite the utopia people might imagine, is it?
Not even close.
Yeah.
This isn't just a fun what-if scenario. It's about what happens after the miracle cure wears off and we're left dealing with the consequences.
It's like, what does healthcare even mean when people don't die from old age? What happens to society when the cycle of life gets disrupted?
The book throws us right into the chaos. 2025, the world's going wild, celebrating the end of disease. No more cancer, no more flu shots. It's like a weight has been lifted off everyone's shoulders.
Until that weight gets replaced by a whole new set of anxieties.
Right. I mean, imagine the stock market crash when entire industries dedicated to keeping us alive just become obsolete.
And then there's the big one, no more babies. People are over the moon about staying young forever, but the clock is ticking towards extinction.
Talk about a trade-off. Julius introduces us to this new reality through Wes Turnman, a radio talk show host.
Oh yeah, Wes. Right in the thick of it, trying to make sense of this new world just like the rest of us.
His father, Cameron, is in a care home battling Parkinson's. Then, boom, the bug hits, and suddenly he's dancing in the hallways.
It's one of those scenes that really sticks with you. This incredible hope, this feeling of anything is possible, mixed with this underlying unease about what we've unleashed.
Exactly. And it's not just personal stories, right? Julius zooms out and shows us the bigger picture. Schools overflowing with ageless students, the insurance industry in a tailspin.
Remember that part where they talk about life insurance becoming a black market commodity? Because people are still dying, just not from natural causes.
The bug might make you biologically immortal, but it doesn't make you accident-proof. It's a world full of contradictions, this weird mix of the mundane and the macabre.
And while everyone's trying to adapt to life after death, scientists are scrambling, trying to unravel the mysteries of the forever bug.
Cue the montage of scientists in lab coats staring intensely at microscopes. We meet Dr. Four and Dr. Evers, who are basically the rock stars of this new world. They're using CRISPR, which, to put it simply, is like editing the source code of life itself.
They're splicing genes, trying to pinpoint exactly how the bug rewrites our DNA, trying to figure out if they can undo it.
And then after years of research, a breakthrough. It's 2047, and they think they found a way to counteract the bug's effect on fertility. But it's a long shot.
Enter the baby lottery, a chance for couples to conceive naturally again, but with a catch. It carries a huge risk, potentially fatal for the parents.
Imagine having to make that decision, the chance to have a family, but knowing it could be the last choice you ever make.
It's brutal, but it really gets to the heart of what Julius does so well. He forces us to ask these uncomfortable questions about what we value most as human beings. And it's not just about the couples, right? This whole baby lottery thing throws fuel on an already smoldering fire. You've got the forever youngers, those frozen in their prime, living it up while the rest of the world watches.
Forever 20 sounds fun in theory, but imagine the social dynamics, the envy, the resentment. It's like a high school reunion that never bends.
And then you've got the folks who aged naturally before the bug hit. Talk about a raw deal. They're seeing everything they knew about life, about aging, about the natural order of things just kind of disappear.
Like watching the world move on without you. And into all this uncertainty, you drop the baby lottery. Suddenly, there's a chance, a tiny glimmer of hope.
Right, at what cost, right?
Bruh.
And who gets to decide? Because let's be real, the government's running the show now.
It makes you think, what would a world without natural births even look like? Who gets to be a parent in that world?
Julius doesn't shy away from those questions. He introduces us to couples who are desperate, willing to risk it all for a child. And it's heartbreaking, but it also makes you wonder.
Are they being selfish, bringing a kid into this mess?
Or are they the only ones who get it? The only ones with enough hope to keep the species going. It's a real ethical head-scratcher. And just when you think it can't get any more complicated, Julius throws another wrench in the works.
Oh, here comes the twist.
Remember all that talk about the collapse of healthcare? Well, some of those bigwigs, the pharmaceutical CEOs, they haven't quite adjusted to this whole no more dying thing.
Let me guess, they miss raking in the big bucks.
Bingo. Julius calls them the bug chamber. And they're not just sitting around feeling sorry for themselves. They're pissed. They think the forever bug has robbed humanity of something essential.
You mean death?
Well, yeah, but also the awareness of it. The knowledge that our time is limited, that we're vulnerable.
They think it makes us appreciate life more.
Exactly. And they're not wrong, are they? I mean, haven't we all had moments where facing our own mortality made us really appreciate what we have?
It's dark, but I get it. So what do? Start handing out diseases?
They wish. No, they're after something much bigger. They want to control the bug. And that's where things go from unsettling to downright terrifying.
This is the part where I started checking the locks on my doors. Julius has a knack for getting under your skin.
He takes those everyday anxieties, the ones we try not to think about, pandemics, government overreach, technology out of control, and he throws them into a pressure cooker.
And then he sets that pressure cooker right in the middle of this already chaotic world.
And just when you think you've got a grip on who to root for, who the good guys are, well, let's just say Julius has a few more surprises up his sleeve.
Okay, so we've got the Forever Youngers, we've got the pre-bug elders, we've got Big Pharma plotting in the shadows. And right in the middle of it all, Wes Turnman, our radio host turned accidental hero, is trying to hold on to some semblance of sanity.
Oh, about that sanity. Remember that deadly mutation Julius keeps hinting at? Turns out it wasn't an accident.
Wait, are you serious? Someone weaponized the bug.
Someone with a name we all know, Michael Dern, CEO of Granger Pharma. He's been playing the long game, letting the world panic over the baby lottery so he can swoop in with a solution.
Talk about a power move. The guy's holding humanity's future hostage.
He even tries to justify it. Says a little suffering is good for the soul. Reminds us that death is part of the natural order.
Sounds like something a supervillain would say in a bad action movie. But unfortunately, it's the kind of logic that resonates with a certain type of person.
Exactly. And Julius makes the point that we've seen this throughout history. Leaders, governments, corporations, all claiming the moral high ground while pursuing their own agendas.
It's scary how easily those lines can get blurred. But here's the good news. Foreign Evers aren't backing down. They see through Dern's BS and refuse to play his game.
They're the anti-Dern, right? Driven by this almost crazy sense of hope and this belief in the power of science to find a real solution.
And they're not alone. Wes, despite being in way over his head, he keeps pushing for the truth, keeps using his platform to amplify their message.
And it's messy, and it's dangerous, but it's also kind of inspiring. This reminder that even in the darkest times, there's still people out there willing to fight for something better.
Okay, so, does it work? Do they pull it off? No spoilers, but let's just say Julius doesn't let us off the hook that easily. The Forever Bug doesn't offer some magical solution to the chaos. There's no reset button.
And that's what makes it so powerful. It forces us to sit with the discomfort, to acknowledge that even if we found a way to cheat death, to rewrite the rules of life, there would still be consequences.
And that maybe those consequences would force us to confront some really uncomfortable truths about ourselves, about what it means to be human.
If you had the chance to live in this world, would you take it?
It's a question worth asking, and that's what the Forever Bug does so brilliantly. It's more than just a sci-fi thriller. It's a conversation starter. It makes you think, makes you question, makes you appreciate the world we live in, even with all its imperfections.
Well, we will have to end it here for now. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us into Frank Julius's science fiction novel, The Forever Bug, and if you can pick it up on Amazon or Kobo, go for it. I promise you, it will knock your socks off. Till next time, enjoy the book.